Kareem's quest today is at Riu Ocho Rios. Now, this hotel was opened in 2005, so it's a little bit on the older end, and I'm going to tell you, some of the things that my main pointers in terms of, me viewing this property, what I like about it, some of the things that I don't like, some of the things I think that could improve. Like, for example, I like the fact that it's very entertainment rich. So when you come here, there's a lot of activities here, right? However, if you like privacy, this might not be the type of hotel for you because it usually has a high occupancy. And I mean, even when I was here, the occupancy was like 100%. So if you like your privacy, you can go over to another hotel review that I did called Secrets.
We are the only Hyatt Inclusive Collection resort that has a restaurant unique to its destination.
Okay.
So you will never go to Mexico, need a Punta Cana and find a Jamaican restaurant. All our suites also too comes with the secret box. I'm not sure if you know what the secret box is.
What's a secret box?
Well, it's a secret, but I'll tell you today.
And you can look at that property and see what it is like. Now, this is a family-oriented property. It has 901 rooms. And for me, again, it's the entertainment. So you have, like you have Latin nights, you have, different nights where you can have different entertainment. And then you also have this lovely pool party that they keep very frequently. So photographer, just go and follow me while I walk around and talk to the people themselves. Yes, they have even, just different pool activities that you can do. Today is a typical beach day on this property. And if you look at it, I mean, like to the eastern end, the beach is normally, packed. So I had to come to the western end. And at this side of it, it's less activity. So because of the less activity, you have a little bit more relaxation time. You get me? So, you keep that in mind as well. So I'll walk you through all of the things and I'll show you the different properties, the different restaurants. Now keep in mind, it has 6 restaurants, right? But I believe for at least 4 or 5 of them, you have to make reservations. And everything is done on the app. Because I even went paddle boating today and I had to carry the app to fill out the release form. So you must have the app always at all times around you, all right? So keep that in mind. Now, the overall property, I mean, even though it's big, it feels good and it's connected, it's interconnected. So if it rains heavily, you can literally walk through the buildings and still not get wet and get access to the various restaurants and the food spots them. For me, the food spot that I tried the most was this one that's called St. Anne, and it's a buffet style because I like Jamaican food. However, there's this gourmet restaurant that they have and you can get lobster there if it's in season, and you can get a lot of the Jamaican cuisine but served in a, a more uppity fashion, so to speak. Anyway, the best time to come out here and to be on the beach is usually like 11 to about 2 in the morning. Like anytime after that, the time gets windy and it gets cold. And if you don't like that chilly factor, then don't try it, all right? But if you don't mind it, then you still have people that are out. I mean, the sun is down now. And remember, for us, the winter season is a very hectic season. So if you're coming to Jamaica because you're avoiding the coldness in the north, just keep in mind that the tourism season for the winter for us is a very hectic season. Now, please remember to subscribe and like, all right? I definitely need your support for my videos to grow. So please subscribe to my channel so I can showcase as much of Jamaica to you as possible. I try to give you in-depth information, as much as I can. Now, also keep in mind that this hotel still uses the traditional keys like this. And because they are magnetized, you can't keep it close to your cell phone, all right? Now, they have done a much better job than when I first came here. When I first came here and reviewed this place, it was 2013. And if the keys went very close to the phone, you had to constantly be going back to the lobby area for them to reprogram it for you. But that's not the case now. It's a little bit, it's a little bit more technologically advanced. And also, they also give you a card for your towel, and they're very strict on that. If you lose the card, you have to pay back for it, or you can't get a beach towel. And you use it interchangeably. So when you want back your card, you just submit your beach towel and they'll give you back your card. So you want to keep that in mind. But again, if you're somebody who loves the active lifestyle and you love to walk around and you love the people and everything like that, then Riu Hotel is one of those places for you. Now, you might ask, Kareem, what does this compete with? This compete with Royalton, it compete with like Ocean Coral Spring, and I have reviews of all of those places on my channel, so you can view my channel and see, you know, what those places are and see if it fits you. Now, what also makes the occupancy very high for a hotel like this is that it is frequented by locals and visitors. So for example, people who are in Kingston, it's like a 40-minute drive from Kingston, so it's really easy to get to. So you find a lot of Kingstonians opting to come to Riu Ocho Rios as well. So you have the locals, you have the Kingstonians, but I mean, I do find it to be, you know, I mean, it gets the job done, but you have to know what it is like. I mean, if you're more of a mature person, I don't think it might be for you because you want your quietness and you want your calmness. If you also like privacy, it might not be for you. But if those things don't matter to you, it's a nice hotel to be at. It actually has a little bit of everything, and I always liked it because I came here when it's, you know, I mean, in its early years, and to see what it has developed, and they have maintained it. And another thing I really love about it is that when you look at the lawn and everything like that, you see how nicely kept the area is. So you can go to my website, kareemsquest.com, to read my full review of it, and then I'm going to also just walk you around the entire property so you can see what the property is like and make a good decision. So we're going towards the pool area, and this is like the furthest building to the left of the property, or I would say to the west of the property. Right, so this is what the pool area looks like. Now this is a pool that isn't all that occupied, and this is the building. Good. Now this is a pool that isn't all that occupied, so if you want a little bit more privacy, you would probably stay in this pool. The other pool that I'm going to show you though, that's the one that all the action is at. Good. But it's still nice. There's still what you'd call it now, a little grill that's close by, and you're given your towel card. Now they still have these electromagnetic cards that you can't keep close to your cell phone, and if you keep it close to your cell phone, you will have to have them reprogram it. So you know, that is something that now some people kind of give you like a wristband, and I kind of was hoping that they would give you that wristband, but I mean, it is what it is. So this is the pool that goes up to the bar, and I mean, it's relaxing, it's nice. One thing about this hotel is it's extremely active. Alright, it's extremely active. These are the lounge chairs, and early in the morning they definitely make sure that they are well organized. So I must give them credit. I mean, the workers really, like late in the night, you can see them starting to organize a bunch of stuff. So you can tell that, you know, they always want you to be greeted with a tidy property in the morning. So most mornings look like this. Right now, the biggest selling point is definitely this pool area. Good. I'm in the lobby area and I'm heading towards the entertainment area. Now, I must give them credit. I mean, their entertainment is very good. It's just that if you have been here multiple times, you're kind of seeing the same entertainment, but their entertainment is well received. They have this karaoke night as well, or sometimes they start off the night with karaoke before they have their entertainment package, which is something that is entertaining. I don't even want to use the word so much time, but yeah, people love to see people sing. So people go on the stage and, you know, they start to sing, and the crowd really gets, you know, packed real fast. So it probably starts like 9 o'clock thereabout, and it lasts for like an hour or an hour and a half. You have like a steel band, you have a Latin night, you know, you have different nights where people can just, you know, you see your entertainment. Again though, their entertainment doesn't change much, right, over the years. So if you come here 3-4 times, you're kind of seeing the same entertainment. All right, keep that in mind. So this is the stage where you can go to, and these are the seats, and let's just call them, these are like the front row type seats. good. But if you want to dine, here are some seats behind you that you can go to and you can dine while you're watching. Now keep in mind, this is one of the older hotels. This was built this was opened in 2005. Good. So yes, there are some things about it that's more dated than other hotels, but at the same time, I mean, you know, it still serves its purpose in terms of just giving entertainment. All right. So this is another thing, because I know if they were building this now, they would have put a canopy over this, because if it rains, there's no entertainment for the night. And so, you know, that's something that you don't want. Once you own or once you operate a hotel property, you want to make sure that if there is rain, then nothing is really kind of stopping you. So they would be on the stage that's up there, and they'll be dancing, and you know, beside it you have your bar. Now by about 10 o'clock this ends, and they used to have this club, right? But they don't have the club anymore. So now there's like a sports bar, 24/7 sports bar. And what happens at that sports bar now is that most people just go there and lounge, right? Now in between the entertainment area and the lobby area are multiple bars. So I have a bar on my right, which is over there. You have another bar on my left. So, you know, there are multiple areas for you to have a drink. I like the fact that they have a designated customer service, what you call it again, line, as well as a check-in line. Now, when I was here, our occupancy was at about 80 to 100%, and I didn't have to join a line at any point. Like, we were just here, and you know, I mean, we were able to get the information that we need. They also have an app that they encourage people to use. So once you can use the app, I mean, you can book your reservation. Now there's another thing too, and I'll say this again as well. Their reservation is, most of the bars require reservations, right? So you just have to keep that in mind. I think that there's one that is called the, what is it called? The St. Anne restaurant, I should say. That one does not require any reservation, but most of their bars and, well, most of the restaurants require reservations. So keep that in mind, you get me? And if you're looking for Jamaican food, I recognize that their buffet restaurant is the one to have. So this is the one that's called Bar and Cocktail, right? And this is where most people go, right, when they want to just relax for the night, and they play music, and you know what I mean, I guess it's like the little sports bar, because if you look up there, you see the clock. So yeah, most people come here. I can smell coffee in the air right now, and then they just line. But it's a very lively hotel. Now this is one of their restaurants, right? It's called Culinarium, right? And I'm certain it has something to do with the entire term culinary. And this is a, what I would say now, this is, I believe, an Italian restaurant. No, I might be incorrect, though, but I can double check. But yeah, this is what the inside of it looks like, so you can get an idea, you know, of what the layout is. No, this is the main buffet station that I'm at, right? And with this buffet station, you want to keep in mind that I thought nobody would be out as yet, but there's a lot of people out, right? Let me show you inside and what that looks like in terms of the selection of food. Now in here is like a thoroughfare, good, but it just keeps on moving. Like, I mean, it feeds, this hotel has over 900 rooms. It feeds a lot of people, but you never get stuck. Like, the only line that I recognize is stuck is the omelette line. If you're in the omelette line, you are going to spend a little time there, but that's most hotels, to be honest with you. I mean, it has a nice variety of food, it has a nice variety of desserts as well. You know, I mean, I personally like to go to the fruit station, and it serves like oatmeal in the morning. Just a really good option in terms of food places to go. Really nice, you know what I mean. I like it, and then it has a seating area for both inside and outside. So that's it behind me. It's called the St. Anne buffet, and it's the only buffet on the hotel. So once you're here, you know, you can actually head in there, feed yourself, and that's the only way you can go to get something to eat. But you know, I mean, I find the servers to be so nice. I must give the staff a lot of credit here as well. They're very accommodating, very welcoming. You know, I mean, I even asked a lady like, okay, are you going to be here tomorrow so I could tip her? Because you know, when people go out of their way to give you that extra treatment, you really have to commend them in terms of just, you know, just being helpful and just being resourceful. I mean, not a lot of people are as thoughtful as that, and I always take that in mind because as Caribbean people, many of us, you know, got our chance and got our big break by doing service-oriented jobs. Even when we go abroad, a lot of the jobs that we do are very service-oriented. So, you know, I mean, that encouragement for me goes a far way because at the end of the day, you know, I mean, we all have somebody in our family as Caribbean people who started out as servers. So, you know, I mean, we keep that in mind. Never forget your past, never forget, you know, I mean, some of the things that, you know, were used to pull you up. So, yeah, I'm continuing to walk around the grounds. Oh, another thing I must give credit to, a lot of this area is very, like, wheelchair accessible. So there are steps, you know, when you're going to, well, not steps, but pathways when you're accessing certain parts of the property. Now, this is a place where a lot of people love to take pictures, right? And I must give the gardeners a lot of credit because I'm seeing many of these areas where they have created just some beautiful layout. And if you look at this one, like, ladies are here in the night. Now, I really like some call out the woman, but the ladies are here in the night time, just constantly taking pictures right at that sign right here. And this is a nice garden area. Good. So this is a nice area that, you know what I mean, people just kind of come to and relax. And then there's a designated smoking area. So if you want to smoke, that's where you go. Now, I must tell you something, like when I came to this property, first time I came to this property was probably 11 years ago, right? And I thought it was just so huge. But this has now become the standard. So it doesn't even seem that daunting anymore. And this is how hilarious life can get. Because you can walk this property now and, you know, you don't feel inundated. And then there are these signs, right, where it's just telling you exactly where to go, where you are, you know, I mean, how you can get access to the closest restaurant, you know, just different places like that. And this is one of the walkways. So I'm going eastbound now, and I'm heading towards the gym and the spa area. This is something that most hotels have to have. Now, this is the smoking area that's over there. So you can see a smoking area. Good. And this is, I'm going to tell you about this. These are the most active beach part now, where everybody wants to go. So, I mean, the grounds is well kept. If you look at the grass, it's well manicured. And the families are out very early. Now, fortunately for us, there is a nice cool day, right? So, you know, we get to kind of relax. I'm going to show you a little bit of the gym so that you can see what it is like. I mean, there isn't much happening in the gym, to be honest with you, right? It's not a very, like, the gym is not all that populated, good? So, you know, I mean, yes, you have treadmill machine, but like the weight machine, there are many options. But you'll have like free weights, you know, but you just don't have a lot of other options that are there. Anyway, the spa is called Renova. So I just want to show you a little bit of Renova. This is Renova right here, so it's where you get a nice spa, and you can feel that AC hitting you as you enter. Really cool area, and ladies are always looking beautiful. Plus, them always have a one lady outside for capture you, you know. Just to ask you, you know, if you really want to come to the spa or things like that. Now, I'm approaching the beach. Well, not the beach, the pool area, and I think this is called the main pool. You know what I mean? And if you notice, you notice how many towels are on these lounge chairs. So this is a hot spot that people try to capture as quickly as possible. Now, when it gets on to like midday or so, entertainment is set up here and everybody is participating. So they had a foam party and they gave people Jamaican colored balloons, and it was just one big excitement, you know. And I mean, the good thing was that the party could fit all ages. So you saw persons from all ages just coming out and enjoying themselves and dancing and, you know what I mean, just doing various activities, right? And this is basically one of the biggest drawing cards. Now, if you want more privacy, like, I would encourage you to look at my other videos, like from Secrets, which, you know what I mean, if you look at that hotel, that's more for mature crowd, you know what I mean. This one is more like a family-oriented crowd, but you also have to be very active, and, you know, I mean, you know, your privacy can't be that big of an issue because people are constantly moving around in this location. So you keep that in mind when you're here, you know what I mean. It's still a very good experience to be at. Now you have different bars and grills that are close by this pool area, and one of them is called Rastafari and another one is called Pete's. Now, over this side is Pete's, where you can get nice jerk chicken, and Rastafari is the bar area. So you'd go there to get your drinks. And this is a seating area for both. So you come here and you sit down and you kind of relax. Some things that people might want to know, like in terms of like, hey Kareem, what are some of your best takeaways from this? I'll give you that, you know what I mean. I'll give you, you know, my big plus and minus, you know, for this place. Here's another cooking or DJ station, right? That's up there. So you know, it has a lot of different amenities, right? In terms of, you know, just things that you can do. And then this is an area that Rastafari bar opens at 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. So you can access food throughout the day, right? And you always want to keep that in mind in terms of just getting food and getting somewhere to eat. And, you know what I mean, let me continue to show you around. It's another pool where you can play pool volleyball. And, you know, it's like for the kids, you really get to enjoy yourself right there. So you know, I'm carrying you in this first-hand view of Kareem's Quest. Remember to please subscribe. Please, you know, share my videos. I like to capture as much of Jamaica as possible. And what I like about this place is that, you know, everywhere is wheelchair accessible. So there's a pathway to almost everywhere, you know what I mean. So that is very considerate to keep in mind, especially for, you know, the older audience or the disabled audience who still want to, you know, be able to enjoy themselves. No. When you come to places like these, all motorized sports are usually things that you have to pay for. Keep that in mind, all right? Yes, well, go on, Chief. Yes, man. So you have to, you know, keep that in mind. You have your team right here, so if you want to do like scuba diving, if you want to do jet skis, you're here, so you see people, they are already booking their jet skis. I normally do things like paddle boat, right? I normally do the non-motorized activity. I guess because I've done so much of the other activities already. So, you know what I mean? But you have your paddle boat, you have your canoe, and there are people who are already going to be doing scuba diving. So, you know, you have your gas chambers, and, you know, people are getting ready now. One of the biggest fun factors to do when you're in Jamaica is to do a catamaran tour. And this is where the man them come and, you know what I mean, it's like a party boat. And especially when the sun is setting and you're sailing on the water, it's a beautiful experience. You see where I come from? So, you know, the team normally fun and full with excitement, all right? So these are guys who are, you know, it's total excitement for them, and, you know what I mean, you really get to enjoy yourselves, right? Now, these are the tandem canoe, and it's really nice to go out there and to just walk on there, man. It's really nice to go out there and to just enjoy yourself. And remember, you know, the staff do a lot. The staff do a lot to keep the people excited and to keep the people, you know, engaged. So I always look out for the staff then, you know what I mean, when it comes on to certain places, especially when there's good customer service. So when you're here at places like this, behind me, this is a beautiful beach, and these are the various activities that you can do, right? Remember to subscribe to the channel. It means a lot, you know what I mean? As Kareem's Quest grows, I'm happy that I can be in a position to grow with you as well, right? So, you know, I need your support to subscribe to the channel and to share the channel. So I do many more hotel reviews like these. So if you want to see like of Ocean Eden Bay, if you want to see Royalton, which like this hotel kind of competes with those hotels as well. So if you want to see, you know, those hotels, you can go on my channel and you can, you know, click on the different playlists that I have, and it will show you what those hotels are like in terms of, you know, from a comparison standpoint, where you can look at the food, you know, just different things that are there to be offered.